Hey Corpus Christi, this is John over at Swift Air. I kind of want to go over something different, not a question, but actually the HVAC industry in 2025 on how it kind of changed and moved to a different direction and how I think that 2026 is going to kind of be affected. So the first thing, the biggest thing that everybody was complaining about and they were kind of pushing against is the refrigerant change. Even though we got higher SEER ratings, switching to that SEER 2 rating, and we got higher efficiencies, everybody's afraid of R32 and 454B just because of it being flammable. And 410A, as everybody knows, is not flammable, but it's not as efficient as the newer systems. But the good thing about the new systems, they have plenty of safety features. The best way they describe them is that it is less flammable than you putting a lighter to hairspray. So it's actually going to have 1/3 of that flame. And if it does sense Freon, there are sensors in your system, it will cut off your system and it will continue to have your blower wheel throw out that smoke and that heat from your system and hopefully put out the fire before it even begins. So they're super safe, super efficient. Highly recommend moving to them. Also, too, we saw an equipment price increase between 10 to 20%. And the same thing is because of this price increase, financing was an option. A lot of our customers, they didn't have the money in the bank just to pay outright for a system because it did increase 10 to 20%. And financing was a big thing for 2025. And I think it's still going to be a big thing for 2026. And I hope that we don't continue to get equipment pricing, but the way things are going, either we're going to stay where we're at or more than likely it's going to go up in price. So hopefully you can get yourself a new system before those prices increase. And also, too, you don't want the finance companies to not offer 0% interest. And especially the ones that have been extremely lenient and giving those 0% interest loans, they may shorten their terms or they may start tightening their books and you're going to end up paying more for a system. So we had a mild economic slowdown. I know people don't believe it, but we were in a mild recession. Things went up in price. Tariffs really caused some havocs on the HVAC world and caused you guys to pay more for services and for equipment, and the same thing on our end. Consumer spending tightened. A lot of people, instead of replacing their whole system, they were actually just trying to get some repairs and get by with their 410A systems. Some people still on the R22, which R22, good luck. It's not going to happen anymore. Homeowners delayed replacements. Like I said, they were really pushing that, trying to stay away from the complete install because of the price and because of financing or to get financed. So a lot of repairs were being done instead of the whole install. So we increased our focus on efficiency. So distributors and the manufacturers were really pushed by the government to increase their SEER rating and also to make a safer refrigerant for ourselves and for the environment. So that was a big thing. Heat pumps were really pushed as well because again, they're very high SEER ratings. And there was a labor shortage. Everybody wants to be like me. They want to be on YouTube. They want to be on TikTok. They want to be on Facebook. Nobody really wants to get in a hot attic. No one wants to get underneath a muddy, muggy house and be with all the types of critters. Even though they're getting paid well, it's still not a very fun job to be a part of if you do have to get under there. But you tell her somebody has to do it. And thank God we have a lot of people that are working for Swift Air and they're great at what they do and they're getting the jobs done, and wages increase. So at least on the business side of things, since there's less workers and we want to get the best workers we can to work for our company or any HVAC company in general, we had to pay them more. So if we pay them more, then we have to charge somebody more, which unfortunately we do sometimes have to charge our customers more. And it just comes back to if we got to pay more, y'all got to pay more, and that's just the reality. But we try our best to keep the prices low and affordable for everybody. Well, hopefully, we'll start rebounding in 2026. Hopefully, the economy will start pumping up again, and we'll get more workers, we'll get lower pricing, financing will open up, and everyone's going to be happy and getting the new systems, and they're going to be confident with what they have. So I'm John over at Swift Air. If you have any questions about what I think about 2025, and what you think about 2026. And if you think that what I think is about 2026 is going to be true, You can like, follow, share, or leave a comment below. And if you have any questions about this stuff, we can definitely help you answer that too.